We headed to Millwood State Park this past October for a family camping trip. Even though I used to live nearby, I had never been, and of course my husband and daughters hadn't been. Both of our girls have October birthdays, and the day we arrived was our oldest daughter's actual birthday. My parents live nearby, so they came with my niece to celebrate our girls' birthdays with cupcakes. After they headed back home, the four of us relaxed at our campsite for the rest of the night. The next morning we drove to historic Washington State Park. I hadn't been here since I was a kid on a field trip, and no one else in my family had been. We started our day at the 1874 courthouse, which serves as a visitor center. Inside you'll see a historic courtroom, but you'll also see exhibits that explain local, state, and national history. For lunch we headed over to the Williams Tavern restaurant. It was delicious, and I loved the inside of the beautiful building. You can pay for guided walking or horse-drawn carriage tours, or do what we did and take a self-guided walking and driving tour. Several of the buildings were closed while we were there, but there's still a lot to walk and see. You can even stay at a bed and breakfast that formerly served as the town jail. There are many notable trees at the park like this one. This magnolia tree, which is one of the largest in Arkansas, it was planted in 1839. It is giant. It's beautiful, and you can walk under it and feel the tree and look up at the top. Many legendary people have traveled through here, like James Bowie, Sam Houston, and Davy Crockett, and it is here that James Black, a local blacksmith, forged the legendary Bowie knife. The state park has an interpretive blacksmith shop where they work with forges and they give demonstrations and information about the craft. There's also a school in the park grounds called the James Black School of Bladesmithing and Historic Trades, which is run by the University of Arkansas Hope, Texarkana. We were able to see a demonstration and to see just how much work goes into this craft. All of that work resulted in this little leaf, which we surprisingly and gladly got to keep as a souvenir. Right next to the state park is the Wolf Mercantile at the Coulter Homestead. They participate in the Harvest Host program, but you can also Airbnb in one of the historic buildings that they have brought here onto the property. It's amazing how they're saving buildings from all around the area and bringing them here to revive the buildings, but also to provide an experience for so many people. The owners kindly let our girls feed their goats and see some of their other farm animals, and they loved it. We took a short detour to see the birthplace home of President Bill Clinton in Hope, Arkansas. I've seen it many times since I grew up not too far from the area, but this was the first time that my husband and kids had seen it. We ended the day back at our campsite at Millwood and just relaxed and took in the beautiful weather. The next morning we walked and explored the park. We went for a hike on the Waterfowl Wade Trail, and we saw a snake skin, and we looked for birds and listened for any little creatures that we could hear along the way. This area is known for alligators, but we, to our sadness, did not see any on this trip. We definitely went and looked for them. We had a weekend full of exploring with lots of relaxing mixed in, and we were so thankful for the beautiful weather we had. We weren't able to have a campfire because the area was under a burn ban, but we found lots of other things to keep us busy.